thanks for clicking on this video. If you're new to the channel, my name's Louie, and I really enjoy catching big fish from land. And that's hopefully what we're going to be doing here tonight. So I'm on this beautiful section of river, and I'll be chasing after some big lake sturgeon tonight. Going to be fishing with some night crawlers on the bottom, so there's a real chance I can get almost anything. I would not be surprised if we get a lot of different species here tonight. But we just got here, things are looking good. I got to get some lines casted out, but little night crawler on the bottom. We'll see what happens. All right, just gonna cast this guy out here real quick. Hopefully it doesn't take too long to get a bite. I don't think I'm gonna go very far at first. Just kind of right there feels good. It's deep. Now we wait. That's a good one. That is a good one. Let's take the drag up a little bit. Wow, look at that. I just got here, just got rods set out. Oh. That's a good one right out of the gate. That's a giant carp. Wow. That is a giant carp. Oh my gosh, that could be a 40. That's not a 40, it's the 30 though. I thought that was gonna be a sturgeon. Oh my gosh. I like it when the bites come fast like this. Check out the size of this carp. This thing's got to be close to 30 pounds. About, maybe. Wow. Really, really nice one. It was taking off and fighting just like a sturgeon. I was convinced I had a good sturge on. It's just a big carp. Thing fought so hard. He threw down. The only thing he didn't do is jump. Other than that, it would have been a perfect fight. I'm gonna get this guy back here real quick, but how awesome is it that we are on the board so fast? Huge, huge. Ready? There she goes. Huge. That was unbelievable. That came so fast. Like, I just put the rod in the rod holder fast. He frayed up this leader on the rocks down there, so I have to retie, but I think we're in a good spot. I think we're in a good spot. Yep. I'm sure we're gonna see a lot of these here tonight. Little freshwater drum. Looks a lot like a croaker if you're a saltwater angler. It's a perfect snook size too. It's crazy. Pretty cool, but we're not gonna keep them for bait tonight. We're just gonna stay true to the mission and look for big old sturge. All right, here's the deal. I'm gonna move everything down the bank a little bit, and the reason is I think there's gonna be more fish down there and less snags. I'm thankful for the few fish that we did catch here right out of the gate, and those bites did come fast. However, in the few casts that I've made here, I've already snagged up like 5 or 6 times. And it just doesn't give me a lot of confidence to stay here into the dark. Speaking of the dark, I gotta race the sun because I probably have like 7 minutes before it gets too dark and I risk stubbing a toe. I'm just gonna be rambling on these flip-flops, but I'll meet you guys when I'm down the bank and reset up. All right, here we are, new spot. Looks good. It's the bend of the river, so we should have a nice deep hole right in front of us here. There's also nice clean sand, a lot less broken glass, so I feel a little bit more comfortable walking around barefoot in the dark. Let's get new baits out. I don't always try and cast it as far as I can, but it's fun when you get the chance to. It is so deep right here. It's over 20 for sure. All right, well, these two are waiting for a bite. I'm gonna try throwing this around and see if we can't catch something else cool. Might be able to find like a pike or a walleye or who knows. Smallmouth. Ooh, he almost got me. Almost got me with that hook. That's why I hate trebles. There he goes. Oh. Yep. For sure. I'll just do a little switch. Yep, I got a fish on that. I sure do. What do we got? What do we got? It's fighting hard. Over or under? All right. It's tugging good. Catfish. It's first sturge. Nice. There she is. That move paid off pretty quick. Got our first sturge of the night. Not a huge one by any means, but the right species. Lake sturgeon. So cool. Everyone calls them a living dinosaur. They kind of are. I like little scutes on there. So cool. We'll get her back and try and get another one fast. Little baby sturgeon. It's cool in the shallow water like this. I could watch them go out. What do we got? Another sturgeon, I hope. Sure feels like a sturgeon. It is. A little bit nicer. They're getting bigger. All right, here we go. Sturgeon number 2. I think he's a little bit bigger than the first one. Super fun. They're throwing down. There's a little lip or a ledge where it comes up over a little sandy bank. And once they hit that, they absolutely freak out. That's when they show you how big they actually are. Gonna get this one back too. So cool. Such a cool fish. And here we go. Battery's almost dead, but there she goes. Back into the abyss. Alright, it's getting dark. Probably should turn the lights on up here. Oh yeah. Now we're in business. Try casting this guy a little bit more this way. Call that good. Deep. Deep. There it is. Sunrise and sunset is a great time of day to fish for basically any kind of fish species, but lake sturgeon specifically become very active that hour to 2 hours after sunset. This evening was no exception. I actually caught 16 of these little tiny sturgeon in that time frame, 2 hours after sunset. Now I'm going to do a quick montage here and just kind of show a couple of these catches. Just do not have time to kind of highlight each one of them individually. But I was getting kind of nervous, getting concerned that I wasn't seeing the size of fish that I was out there to chase. So I contemplated moving a lot. But one of the hardest things to do this time of year is locate where the sturgeon are holding. These fish move around a lot, and finding them can be a challenge sometimes. Obviously, I found them tonight, and so what I decided to do is just stick it out. I made a game plan, and I was going to stick to it. I was just going to weed through some of these smaller fish, and it shouldn't take too much longer before we start getting some bigger, more quality bites. Now, that being said, when you're dealing with some of the smaller fish, like the size that we're dealing with here tonight, right now, detecting the bite can be kind of a challenge. The lights that I have on my rod tip kind of help with that, but also I have bright green line. So I'm able to see that very easily, even in the dark. And most times these fish don't pull off a big screaming run, they just slack the line out. So you kind of got to pay attention to what your rod tip's doing and what your line's doing to see when these guys bite. But a bigger bite's not too far away. Honestly, it's probably a good thing to see so many little ones. Those things take a long time to get to sexual maturity and reproduce and lay eggs, and it takes a lot to get a big one. So that's a future big one right there. We're dealing with future giants. Just need a present giant. This one's actually pulling line off. Yes, this is a better one. Not much better, but the fact that I was able to pull some line off. I think this one's bigger than he's letting me think he is. But he's coming to me very easily. Yeah. I'm glad we didn't move. I was just thinking to myself that we should move. This feels like the right kind. How big is this thing? It's doing little fish things and then big fish things. And so it's really hard to tell what's going on here. Ooh, jumping. Might go 45, 50 probably. Inches, not pounds. It's a fun size one. This is tightened as much as, that's it. It's as much as it can go. It's 15 pounds of drag. Just tugging and tugging and tugging. That's a good one. It's a good one for where I'm at. For sure. Try sliding her up here again. There she is. All right. Nice bigger one. Sick. Okay. Rinse you off here real quick. I'll show you off. And I'll let you go. All right, here we go. Here's a proper one. Not quite the giants that we're looking for, but this is a really solid fish, especially for the area where I'm at here. And it just paid to be patient. I was about to move to a different spot, but I'm starting to hear bigger ones jumping, so hopefully some more big ones like this roll through. That beautiful little face. This one jumped a couple of times. Big old tail. Let's try putting on this light here too. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay, okay. I don't know the length, size. I'd call it a medium. It's probably 45, 50 inches if I had to guess. Probably closer to the 45. She was a fun one. Let's get her back. Alright, hey. I got you, you little medium. You're a good little medium, aren't you? All right, there we go. Get on out of here. That was so awesome. I'm so glad we didn't move. I was just thinking to myself that I want to try down there too, but it seems like there's other bigger ones coming through, so we're just gonna be patient, keep casting out here and see if we can't get another fun one like that. I don't think we got it on camera, but that one jumped 2 or 3 times like a maniac. So, it's fun stuff. She swam off pretty good, so rebait and do it again. Oh, yep, that's another good one. We just had to be patient. Oh my goodness, this is crazy good. Good stuff's happening. Bonus flathead. Again, not very big, but if we have to be patient for a big one to show up, I'll definitely do that. My 3 favorite fish of the Midwest are lake sturgeon, flathead catfish, and muskie. We just got 2 of the 3 in one night. So cool. I think I decided that I am gonna eat this guy. Nah, I'll let him go. I don't want to deal with all of that right now. Bonus species of flathead. So sick. Alright, I am gonna let it go. I'm gonna be kind and generous and let this little guy go, even though he's a perfect eater. Well, that flathead catfish must have known he was like the perfect eater, and I was contemplating eating him because he took off and soaked me. But our multi-species tonight is pretty cool. Like, the action is so hot, it's so much fun. I don't even know how many sturgeon, I don't even know how many drum. I guarantee not every drum is gonna make this video. But that flathead catfish sure will, and a couple of the other species. Tonight's fun. I'm glad we didn't move. I can't even tell you how close I was to moving, but we're here. I still got more bait, and I'm gonna cast another one out and see what happens. Well, as you can see, I don't have a lot of worms left. I just emptied out a lot of dirt, and I'm surprised to see so few worms. But I just have this little tiny circle hook. It's a 4/0. I just take it and glob up as many worms as I could possibly fit on here. It does not have to be fancy. These worms are not in the greatest health either. They are rather skinny. Bottom of the barrel, as you'd say. Alright, that's kind of finished product. Ideally 2 or 3 worms will do it, but I have such skimpy little tiny guys that I think there's like 4 or 5 on here right now, but it'll do the job. We can get one more. Check it out. Another flathead. Little bonus flathead, number 2. Really would be a good eater, but I'm not doing it. I let his buddy go. I'm gonna let him go too. Bonus flathead number 2. Took off just as aggressively as the first one. Yeah. Well, I don't really feel like calling it a night yet, but I ran out of bait, so the decision was kind of made for me. But what a cool little fishery that we have here, that there's this many sturgeon and carp and everything, flatheads, and you can leave them biting. So cool. Gonna definitely come out here again tomorrow with way more bait. If you made it this far into the video, I really appreciate you guys watching. I know I'm supposed to ask for like these YouTube things that I'm really not too good about asking for, but subscribe to the channel, like, share, all that stuff. I'd really appreciate it. I'm trying to grow and do this more consistently. So, like I said, I appreciate you guys watching, especially if you made it this far. All right, we'll see you guys next time when we're back on the water.